Hello friends, this is Samuel Ambrose Onen once again. In the previous video we took a look at how to clear our repositories. When I said clear repositories, I mean removing files and folders from our Git repository and GitHub repositories. And we've done all that. We have cleared our repositories, both local and remote repositories that I've cloned locally on my machine. Have cleared all of them. So we were not able to go and clear the GitHub repositories from the GitHub. It's a side note though for you. You know, when you've created a GitHub account, you don't need to go and play with it with the GitHub repository from the GitHub, because the moment you delete a GitHub repository, you will not be able to restore it back. So you need to take note of that. But I'm showing you how to clear, how to delete the GitHub repository just for academic purposes, just to show you that it is actually possible to get rid of everything and then restore them back if you need it. So take note of that. Don't play with your GitHub repositories, especially when you're working in a team, in a development environment where you have already built up the projects and codes and a lot of histories and you know, a huge foundation. So don't play with that kind of GitHub repository. That is the warning. It's a flag that I need to raise though. So in the previous video we took a look at how to troubleshoot Git and GitHub repositories, where we look at how to use show command. And the show command, git show, actually tells us about the last commit with the detailed information concerning the version of the file as well as the actual message that has been committed. Git log also displays similar kind of information, but it gives us a lot more information concerning the author, the date of the commit messages, the commit ID number, which is a long hash, you know, ID for accessing the commit message. And to access the commit message, you can use git diff, or you can use git show. Those git diff and git show always are there for us to use them because they are similar, although different somehow. But most of them, most of the information they display are similar. Git status, that is what we will always use whenever you've done anything or when you're about to do anything with Git. Make sure you make proper use of Git status. And we have a short form of log, git log, which is git log dash dash one line to give us the short form of the log, the log message for the commit. We also look at git config dash dash list to list the configuration of the global, the local, and system modes of the system. And yeah, if you want to see deeper into the system, you can include dash dash show dash origin on top of list in order to expose the system level on the system scope. So I have to repeat here once again, when I say cleaning, I don't mean just using the operations or operator of Git to clean the file or the repositories. I mean actually clearing everything from the GitHub repository, including Git repository itself, and GitHub repositories. Just for the academic purpose, I just wanted to demonstrate how to do this thing and how to create flexibility, especially when you are faced with a situation whereby you feel like, you know, it is prudent for you to actually get rid of the created repositories. That's why I want to do this. It's some kind of reverse engineering I'm doing though, to learn how to set up Git from the reverse order, if you like. So that's, the reverse is true. Or by the time you go to the real Git configuration, you know exactly what to do. Now we did remove Git configuration by using unset. Remember that dash that you see there is a double dash, but on the screen there, I don't know why it did not put double dash. So you write git config dash dash unset dash dash global user dot username, and you do the same thing for email as well as for initialization of the branch. For the branch is init. Instead of using user.email, you use init.branch, then you give the branch name. And yeah, this is the same thing you use when you are resetting the configuration back. We will use the same kind of thing, but instead of unsetting, we will just set it up. Then we check the configuration using git config dash dash list, and then we use what I call we did what I call 3 R's. That 3 R's: remove is so powerful, reset and revert. I only use something which is not included there. It should have been 4 R, but when you combine reset, revert and restore, they always do similar kind of thing. So I just demonstrated how to restore file and then remove it. So that was it. That was what we learned in the previous video, and I always make you happy to learn, because here at Emily Data we always make people happy by exposing the hidden talents or the hidden secret academically, so that they learn what they are really looking for. Therefore, we are here to develop your skills, and I hope you will like what we do or what we are doing here. So in the next video, we are going to start a real configuration. We are going to start bringing what we have cleared back to set up the Git repository, GitHub repository, back to its normal setting. But before that, I need to show you how to clear the GitHub repository. So, and that's the purpose for this video, because we did not do it in the previous video. We only did remove the local Git tutorial, which is a Git repository, and we did clear and remove the Git repository for the cloned GitHub repository. So these two were clean, but we did not go to the internet there. So now I just want to go to the internet and delete that repository from the GitHub as well. And that's what we're going to do now, my friend. So let's go to the internet. This is the Google search page. If you had not used GitHub before, you would just type here GitHub and everything will pop up. But I am going to my GitHub account, so we just need to click there, github.com. My friend, this is my GitHub account that I created. It's still open. I left it open purposely because I knew I would be able to use it again when I'm doing some kind of demonstration. And that's exactly what I'm doing. My Git code, I just opened this Git for training purposes, and as you can see, I don't have a lot of repositories here. I only have one repository, and that repository is called some Git code. My friend, this is the repository I had cloned on my local system. Previously, we had Git tutorial on the computer, and also we had some Git code. I think we can search for it here. Some Git code, yeah. We had some Git code, and as you can see, it's cleared as well. Some Git code. Let me bring all of them here so that you see. Side by side. This some Git code is actually my GitHub repository that I clone on my local machine, and Git tutorial is the local repository I created on my local machine. So from that diagram, I call this diagram the paradigm of operation or operating in the Git and GitHub environment. So as you can see from that, the mouse that I'm wiggling on the screen there, that is Git tutorial, which is this folder here. Git tutorial, and then that one there is the some Git code, but I wrote it some Git repo, but it is in fact this some Git code. It is the remote repository. I call it GitHub repository clone on the local machine. As you can see, they are all sitting inside the local machine there, but I clone them from this website here, the GitHub. And the GitHub, my friend, is this one here where we are right now. This is the GitHub, my friend. It's on the internet. You can see my GitHub there. So when you click this, this is the GitHub repository I've created. Just one GitHub repository so far. And I have done some commit before, as you can see, some to.css. If you have watched the previous video, I think I showed you something concerning some to.css file which was found in one of the repositories. So my friend, this is it. I have cleared the Git. I've cleared the local repository, which is called Git tutorial. As you can see, it's empty now, and it is not a Git. It's just now like a simple local ordinary folder. And also, I did clear the SAM Git code, which I have cloned on my local machine. As you can see, they are all empty, but we still have what we had done previously and committed on our GitHub. That is how GitHub keeps the backup of what you want to keep. We cleared everything locally, but we still have the copy here. As you can see, I committed 5 commits, and the last one was done 2 days ago. Yeah, that was my last commit when I was testing the system. So my friend, this is the GitHub. I have 2 branches, and all the commits for each of the branches are still there. I had Java file on the master branch, and on the main branch I had CSS file. You know, they are all different files in different branch. If I'm to merge them, there may be some kind of conflict, but the information may come and merge in one file if I want to do that. But I did that purposely because I just wanted to see the hybrid of the branches inside the same GitHub. So now this is GitHub repository, my friend. I want to delete my GitHub repository now to clear it, and then we recreate another one. So to delete, my friend, you go to settings. Remember, I warned you, and I am warning you now once again, that once you have created a GitHub repository, there's no need to delete it. You need to keep using it, because you may be sharing it with many people, and you may be keeping some important documents there, the backup, or sharing it with some other team, some other development team. So it is important to leave it there. Don't delete your GitHub repository. That is the warning, because once you have deleted it, it will not be recovered. You know, is all or nothing. Either you have it or you don't. So to delete, you go to setting, and then you scroll all the way down. all the way down until when you see this danger zone here. This is the danger zone, my friend. The danger zone, you can inside the danger zone, you can change repository visibility. This repository is currently public, so if I want to change the visibility, I can do it from here. That's what I told you, like if I don't want people to see my repository and I want to use it on my own, instead of making it public, I just turn it to private, so that I can use it by myself. But if I use it by myself, what's the point? If I want other people to see what I am teaching them, I must let people know that, wow, I'm doing the right thing, and then we share the codes, and also they can even contribute by directing and guiding and correcting what I am doing wrong. And that's the power of sharing things. And then we can see here we have what is called disable branch protection rule. So you can disable the branch, but disable branch protection rules, enforcement, and APIs. I think these are the protection. I don't even want to go there. But please don't. I don't normally go there. The transfer ownership. This is, for example, like when you're working in a big team, and perhaps maybe when your team leader has decided to step down, or let's say you are an agile product owner, because in agile environment we have product owner, we have scrum master, we also have a developer team or development team. So each of the team may have some kind of control, which is commensurate with their roles, because you don't need to go and do something that is meant for another team. So in an agile development, let us assume that you are a product owner, and you've done your work, or you have, you want to transfer your, to change your career, for example, and you want to leave the company. So in that situation, you may step down and then give the ownership of the Git repository that you may have for controlling the development team back to someone who may be taking that position of yours. So you can transfer the ownership, and there are many conditions under which one can decide to transfer the ownership. And also, if you want to archive the repository, you see, that's why this place is marked as danger zone, because there are sensitive things that you can do here. Like for now, we want to delete this repository. You can see, delete this repository. Once you delete a repository, there is no going back. You see, once you delete a repository, there is no going back, my friend. I want you to see this clearly. Once you delete a repository from the GitHub, this is GitHub repository. Once you delete it, there is no going back. It's a one-way traffic. So, because I am showing you how to clear a repository and recreate it, I am going to do it because I'm just doing this, for the purpose of teaching. And I've cleared the local repositories, the local clone GitHub. This very GitHub repository, I cloned it to my local machine. I've cleared it from there. And as I said, clearing the data locally from the local machine does not result into clearing data from the remote repository as well. That's why we still have the data. Everything that we had previously pushed to this repository are still there right now. But we are going to clear it. So let's go and delete this repository. You can see that rate, my friend. We are deleting this repository once and forever, and we will not recover it. So delete. You can see it may ask me to perhaps reload. I mean to relog in or sign in, or log in again to confirm that I am the one doing this kind of activities, and I am happy with what I'm doing. So I want to delete this repository. You see, it is asking me one more time. Do you really want to delete this repository? I want to delete this repository because I'm just doing this for the purpose of teaching, but with the red flag, to warn my students, my viewer, that this is not really something we normally or usually do, but at the same time, it is not a compulsory to not to delete it. You can decide whether you want to delete it or not under your own discretion. Like now, this is it's just a small repository that I created for the learning purposes. That's why I am deleting it, and I'm not going to recover from it anymore. If I need another GitHub repository, then I will have to recreate it, and that will be the GitHub repository we will be resetting for our learning purposes. So let's go ahead and delete it. Unexpected bad thing will happen if you don't read this. This will permanently delete the SAM git dash code / SAM git code repository. Wiki, issues, comments, packages, secrets, workflow, runs, and remove all collaborator association. My friend, you see, Git is very smart. They just don't want you to go ahead and delete it like that. They have to warn you all the way so that you know the danger of your action. And that's the reason why they are asking me this kind of question. But I have read and understood these effects because I don't have any secret, I don't have any packages, I don't have any workflow running, I don't have any runs, and I don't have any issues or comments. I just have repository with some commits, and I don't have any collaborators at the moment. If I did have all this in place, I would not do this because that would be dangerous for other people with whom I am collaborating on a project. But because I don't have any of this at the moment, I have read and understood this effect. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. To confirm, type. You see, this is how robust GitHub is, and is a good practice. I wish all software developers could see this kind of messages. They don't want you to just go on and delete it like that. They want to make sure that you're doing what and you are the one actually doing it. So they want me to actually type, some git code / some git code. They want me to actually type, you see. And if you don't type it exactly the way it appears here, it will not be deleted. You see, some git -code / some git code. Everything is in quote. Maybe they want me to put that quotation as well. Delete this repository below. I have typed everything, but why is it not accepting? Some git code. What's the problem? Some git code. Oh, you see, my eye, my friend. I beg you pardon, my friend, my eye. This is, oh dear. Okay, let's type it again. Let's clear everything and type it again. Some git. You remember? This is where I made the mistake. Everything is capital there. Some git. The GIT. Then -code / some git code. You see, that is what I mean by the robustness of the system. I did not type the right thing, and the delete button was deactivated. This is really a good thing to know, that you know, software robustity has to be, you know, um, has to be, how can I say, um, what's the word that I can use to describe this? It has to be, um, it has to be, it has to respond exactly to what it is meant to be done. I don't know, this is the same meaning of what that I was looking to describe that situation, but never mind, I will get next time. So let us delete this history now from here. Wow, now I'm deleting my password. Oh dear, I'm deleting my repository. I hope I remember the password. If I don't, that means I won't be able to delete. You see, incorrect password. Have I forgot my password? Did I? Oh, yes. You can see, my friend, we have deleted the Git repository. Some Git code doesn't have any public repository yet, as you can see. Now we have deleted the GitHub repository. That is why this message is saying some Git is my GitHub account. This is the GitHub. This is the name for my GitHub. Please be a smart learner, yeah. I'm not saying this because I don't trust you guys, but be a smart learner. I guess you know what I mean. I'm just being open, because we are in a learning environment. So this is my GitHub account, yeah, and I have deleted the GitHub repository. Remember, I told you that the GitHub repository is the repository created in the GitHub on the GitHub account. That is GitHub repository. But the Git repository is the local repository created inside your local machine at home. So this is the cloud-based server hosting all kind of repositories from your local machine. You push it here, and you can even create a repository from here, to control our version of the software system. So as you can see right now, some GitHub hasn't got any repository, you see. So repository there, 0. We got 0 repository. Find a repository. If I click new, then I have to create a new repository. But the one I had before is gone completely, and also, my friend. So my friend, that is how to delete the repository. So right now, I have cleared my local repository, which was cloned from here, and that was a GitHub repository, and I have cleared the locally created GitHub repository, and at the same time I have cleared my GitHub repository. Now I have nothing completely left. I've cleared everything, and that is what I wanted to achieve, to show you how to clear this thing completely, and also to give us room to go and start reconfiguring our Git environment. So my friend, right now I've cleared Git tutorial, I've cleared some Git repo, and I've gone to the internet. I've cleared our Git GitHub repositories. All of them are now cleared. So thank you for viewing, and I wish you a happy learning to gain skills from Emlet data. I will see you in the next video, whereby we are going to start creating, I don't know, I can say recreating or doing what we have undone. We are going to start creating local repositories from the scratch, and then we are going to create our GitHub repository, and then we are going to link our local repository to the GitHub repository to start doing our Git and enjoy our coding. My friend, once again, I would like to thank you to watch this thing up to this far. And the purpose for doing this, my friend, is that I want to, to make my students be able to learn how to share, to learn how to work in a team, to know that software is not a one-person project. To come up with a software system, you need to work with a friend or with a team or with a large company, with a large organization to share different kind of ideas, because we are faced with a complex environment, complex growing problems that cannot be solved by one person only. That is why Emily Data has come up with education and skill development program to encourage teamwork and to encourage people to do practical every now and then, based on the conceptual and contextual understanding of what they are working on. So thank you for viewing. I'll see you in the next video, where we are going to start real reconfiguration of our Git. And then after finishing configuring Git, my friend, that is when I will launch another course for Java, the conceptual understanding of Java, and then we will go to the practical after that. So once again, I would like to thank you for viewing. Happy learning.